Hey everyone, it's Gary. Hope you all are doing well, and welcome to this week's live Path to Prosperity webinar. We got a special guest here, Pat Hiban, which I'll introduce him more formally here in a minute. But real quick, I just want to go through some basic housekeeping. Everybody is, we're live. We're not recording yet, so we are live, but we're not recording, so everybody can relax. If you are new to the program, just some brief things so you understand how this works. Because it's live and there's usually 100 or more people, we can't have everybody on audio at the same time. It just wouldn't work, obviously. So by default, you're all in mute mode. Okay. Now the good news is, if you look down at your question box, you can actually type in questions. So I'm going to type in one right now. So make sure everybody's up and running for audio and visual. So hang on one second. Can you see my screen and hear my voice? So if you could all respond to that, I'm going to reduce my chat box, open up your question box so I can see your answers. Hey Pam, hopefully you had a great time up in Quebec. Let's see. Looks like we got a couple of some M1 guys. That's awesome. Some brand new students. Welcome aboard to all the new folks. I'm going to repeat all this in a second once we turn the recording on. What I want you to think of right now is, thanks, Michelle. I appreciate your comments. Is it to ask me questions? You want to type them in your question box. I'm going to translate those to Pat as we go through. So it's going to be an interview live. You're going to see Pat. You're going to see me, and it's going to be totally unscripted. So you guys get to hear everything: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay. But I just want to make sure you guys are okay, and it looks like so far you're okay. All right, so let's do this. Oh, real quick, one more thing. When you, let me turn the recording on. Hang on one second. I'm going to do this on the recording. Hang on just 1 second.
If that doesn't work, just send me an email to pat@hiban.com, pat@hiban.com.
Okay.
And so anyways, that will answer Mike's question about how to get the
Cool.
How to build the off-market list. It's all right there.
Okay. Hey, one of our guys you actually met at the last One Life Fully Live in Philly, Faisal Khan's, he was just saying, hey Pat, you're an awesome dude, good to meet you. And he's got a question here. Let's see. Okay, I was curious if you could go back in life, change one thing for your real estate sales business and do it again, what would it be? That's a pretty cool question.
It's easy because, like, I would, I'm 52 years old. I think I would buy a house every year. I would have dollar cost averaged houses. What you have to realize is, like, I started in 1987, and from 1987 to 1999 or 2000, right? The market was pretty much flat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, prices weren't changing. It would have been real easy for me to dollar cost a house a day. I mean, a house a year, just one house a year, a random house, and rent it out for the 1% rule. No problema, right? And I think that I regret doing that. I really didn't. I bought some houses in the very beginning. I was aggressive about buying houses, but I didn't go crazy until like the year 2000 because the stock market was a great place to be until it crashed. And so, when it crashed in 2001 after 9/11, it was just, looking back, no one thought that would happen. And if I'd have just bought one house a year all those years, here it is. I'm 7. I started when I was, so that'd be 31 years, 30 years. If I just bought a house, it'd be 30 houses I'd have that were paid off, that were like solid neighborhoods and cool houses. I just wish I had done that. So I did not. And I wish I like I said, I still got 12 of them, but I don't. I would have done it differently. I would have bought differently.
It's funny, people ask me that question, what if I could do it over again, what would I do differently? I always tell people I would have started earlier. I wish I know people in their teens that buy houses. They're teenagers.
Yeah,
You gotta have
dollar cost average. I know a guy that has bought like 20 houses in the past 2 years. And yeah, I don't necessarily, I'm not of that school of thought, because market will change, right? But if you buy a house a year, I think you're pretty safe. You're going to hit the highs and you're going to hit the lows, and you're going to hit more highs than you will lows. If I look back on the 30 years, certainly if if I bought one house in 2004, one house in 2005, one house in 2006, one house in 2007, I'd be upside down, or would have been upside down for a while on those houses. But over 30 years, if I had 30 of them, it might be seven that I would have lost money out of 30, and probably now that the market's even better, it'd probably be 28 out of 30 that I won on, and three that I lost on. So I think just a house a year is the key. Dollar cost average it.
That's it. Yep. Hey, Daryl's asking, do you know of any software for commercial MLS? And I know the obvious ones are CoStar and LoopNet, which I don't like. They merged, the prices went up. But have you found any tools out there to help you with commercial properties?
No, that's something that Remind's trying to do. It's in their wheelhouse. They're trying to, they're trying to take over for CoStar, because CoStar is just so damn expensive, and quite frankly, not that good. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
limiting, and LoopNet is cheaper, much cheaper, but not everybody's in LoopNet. And the commercial real estate industry is hard to reel in. You know what I mean? Like they're all cowboys. They don't necessarily want to share like that. But the internet has changed that. Now, like I have a shopping center for that has a couple of vacancies, and I want to be able to see, I want to be able to see my stuff. I want a consumer to be able to see my stuff online. So I need it to be shared. So they're starting to come above too, but they're way less advanced as far as technology and as far as cooperation among brokers
Yep.
as residential agents, as you know. So no,
Yep.
the answer is no. That's it. There's just those two that I know of, and they're just the regular internet.
Yeah. Well, one thing you got to be careful of, guys, is I launched commercial years ago when I had my own brokerage company. That's what we merged with KW in Pennsylvania. And the guy I brought in is a guy named David Bradley. He's now back at Marcus Millichip. I hired him from Marcus Millichip. He took his office in Jacksonville, Florida, took it to number 3 in growth of sales and M&M. So I brought him in, worked for me, and he told me, he said that the thing that people don't realize is a lot of residential agents or novices is a lot of commercial listings, they're only accounting for their own commission. You actually touched on this earlier, Pat. They're not accounting for your commission, right? And if you don't know that and you bring a deal in, then you ask, okay, where's my commission? Or say, well, I don't know, where is your commission? You got to look out for your own self. It's just stuff like that people don't realize. They don't roll out the red carpet like they do in residential. So any case, good lesson in life there. Let's see. So Fassel's asking, what does dollar cost averaging mean with a house? And so Fassel, what Pat was talking about, if you invest in mutual funds like in the stock market, you spend the same amount of money each month, 100,000 a month for 60 months. The stock goes up, the stock goes down. On average, you're ahead of the game over time. So it's the same principle with houses. I mean, Pat, is that pretty much?
Yeah, exactly. Dollar cost averaging just means when you dollar cost average a stock, basically what you do is you buy, let's say $100 or $1,000 or whatever every
Yep.
single month, right? So over 20 years, it doesn't matter. Like Gary said, whether it went up or down, your average is going to be, hopefully less than what it's selling for. And the same thing is true of real estate. If you just bought a single house every year, over time, you're going to come out ahead. And people always try to time the market. They try to, whether it's the stock market, the commodities market, or the real estate market, they're always buying. They always want to buy low and sell high.
Mm-hmm.
Most people end up doing the opposite. But and you miss out on all the dull times, where it's hard to tell. And I think if your dollar cost average is just buying a house a year, like literally, if I bought a house a year from 1987 all the way up to 2000, you know, I would just be so much better off, right? I
Yeah.
mean, just period.
Well, let's do this. I'd love for you to have, Pat, if you don't mind, I'd love for you to show these folks some of what you've got. I know you started Rebus University, which is
Yeah,
a huge.
I want to show this 1 minute video here. Can you guys see this? I want to pull this up.
There's Brother
1 minute.
Matt.
Yeah, if you know Matt, this Scary knows all these guys. Hold on,
Yeah.
let's play.
Hi, my name is David Osborne, and I am a real estate mogul.
Hi, my name is Tim Rode, and I'm a real estate mogul. Hi, I'm Vinny Chopra. I'm a real estate mogul.
I'm Andrew Cushman. I'm a real estate mogul. My name is Aaron Amuchastegui, and I'm a real estate mogul.
Hi, I'm Len Giancola, and I am a real estate mogul.
Hey, my name is David Green, and I am a real estate mogul.
I am Matt Aitchison, and I am a real estate mogul.
My name is Arnold Kozis. I'm a real estate mogul.
My name is Ken Wimberly, and I'm a real estate mogul.
My name is Josh Friedenson, and I'm a real estate mogul.
I'm Pat Hiban, and I'm a real estate mogul.
Folly Beach. All right, man.
So basically that's a 1 minute shot of what we did. And so if you go to, you know, here, this kind of shows you what this is all about. It's the certified real estate mogul course, and all of those people have contributed to it. So essentially it's 12 real estate moguls, and I've broken it down into those 5 pillars that you saw there, which was, you start out with your real estate identity, that, you know, of how to think like a real estate mogul. Then you move on to buying single family homes. Then you move on to buying apartment buildings and or commercial buildings, let's say, right? Commercial real estate. And then you move on to syndicating, which is, you know, collecting other people's money to buy certain properties, exact properties, whether by an apartment building or a shopping center or whatever. It's just not doing it on your own, doing it with partners, is syndicating. And we teach you how to do that. And then the top level is private equity. We teach you how to build a private equity firm so that you can just have people give you money without specific properties in mind. Just, here's $1 million, you know, go out and find a deal. And when you find it, I will trust you, right? And 2 of the people on the course are private equity fund managers and own the companies, and we'll teach you how to do that. So this is kind of what it looks like. So this is just the commercial and multifamily course, right? Which is just one of 5 sections of this. So it has 31 videos in it. Then you have to take 19 quizzes just to make sure you're paying attention, right? And to make sure it's sinking in. And you got to get an 80% or better to pass to get to the next one. And then you get an email subscription to a Real Estate Profits Insider. You get a course completion certificate, and it all comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And we sell it for $497. If you buy level 3 and level 4, now level 4 is syndication, which is how to raise money for specific property, right? So you find the property and you say, man, this is it. It's going to return this. I need to raise $1 million. We teach you how to do that. We give you the forms that everybody uses. There's tons of downloads, that sort of thing. You can see here, like, we have everybody's kind of story. We have definitions, quizzes, and several different things to download in that. And then, so what I've done, because Gary has asked me to do this for you guys, you can see here, like, here's identity, here's single family, here's commercial, here's syndication, here's private equity, right? So if you go to syndication, and let's just say you want to just learn how to syndicate, that's it, right? You can buy just a syndication course, $500, or you can buy both of them. The private equity is very expensive because I mean, it's high level stuff, right? You don't want to take the syndication course unless you're gonna, you want to be a Donald Trump. You want to own skyscrapers. You want to learn, how David Osborne and Vinny Chopra have built private equity companies. But if you want to go full out and do that, we will teach you step by step, play by play, like a third grader can understand how to do that. So even with these courses that you see online right here, if you look at the top, can you see this, Gary? RebusUniversity.com. I'm going to give everybody on this call a secret 50% off coupon on the whole thing. So if any of these you want to buy, or you want to buy several and you want 50% off, just use these as a coupon code CREM, Certified Real Estate Mogul, and 50 CREM 50. Use that. You'll get half off everything you see on here. Any issues, just give me an email, pat@hiban.com, pat@hiban.com. And but it all should work. I asked my girl today who does the coupons, I said, I'm doing this seminar tonight with Gary Wilson. What can you do? And she created that just today. These courses actually are like fresh off the press. Like we've had beta testers take them, but they're literally like been on this website about a total of 3 days. So
Okay.
it's all brand new, fresh material.
Perfect timing. So,
Yep.
hey, a few more questions. I know we're getting close
No
to the
problem.
end here.
No problem, buddy.
So this is from Mike Lucas again, up in New York area. He's asking, how do you like multifamilies? Well, I know personally, Mike, I love multifamilies. I think, Pat, you said you got a couple of multi-units yourself too. Is that right?
Yeah, I have 7. 7. We're looking at buying another one, but right now I'm in 7.
Okay, cool. Let's see. This is from Fassel up in northern New Jersey, asking, Pat, what would you tell a new agent today who just started in the business to do first to get to 250K in income?
Okay, well, that's pretty easy. Nothing great comes without sacrifice. I would do 2 things. I would, number one, spend at least 50% of your time on the telephone, just randomly circle prospecting houses that sold in your brokerage or around a listing that's sold. And even if you didn't sell, it doesn't matter. I would just say a house just sold on 123 Amsterdam Street, and there were several people interested in it. Only one person got it, and we're looking for new inventory to try to match up with these buyers. 50% of my time would be prospecting, and then I would focus on listings. I don't, making $250,000 working buyers, I think is very difficult. Very difficult. So, if you want to do it and you want to do it right and you want to have a good profit margin, just start from day one working listings. The agents that started day one working listings only and not focusing on buyers have never regretted it. They would never tell you, oh, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have focused on listings. Now I'm going to focus on buyers. It's usually the opposite. Agents after 5 or 10 years go, damn, I don't know why I wasted all this time focusing on buyers. Now I'm going to change my business plan and only focus listings. It usually happens like that. It never happens the opposite way. So if you go to listings from day one, just become a listing agent.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. I'll tell you what, I think we're pretty well caught up on questions here. What I like to do, Pat, at the end of these is really just kind of let you, man, be yourself. And a lot of people are always interested in like your big why, the why behind the why. And because what it does is it helps bring some clarity to how is it that we keep going? Like what's the mojo? What's the fulfillment that keeps us going? And because sometimes they see in themselves a little bit of that too, and it helps them. That's probably some of the best things we can do for these guys is give them some of that mojo that they can see in themselves. So anything you can think of, like the why behind the why,
Here's the thing. You gotta be willing you gotta be ready to take the gift, right? I mean, the universe, there's so much prosperity out there, and 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 especially in the real estate game that there's so much money to be made, right? I don't care whether you're flipping, whether you're selling, anything anything that has to do with real estate, the profits are just so much greater than they are with any other thing. I don't care if you open a restaurant or a sporting goods store or whatever. You cannot touch the profits and you can in the real estate business. So that you just have to understand that you have an opportunity, that the streets are paved with gold, and if you're going to go out there and embrace this, right? Number one, you got to believe in yourself, and number two, you got to bust your ass. And yeah, I think if you believe in yourself and you bust your ass, and number three, you learn from other people like Gary and myself. You're constantly seeking out mentors and seeking out people that can, help you along the way. And most importantly, with that, when one of these people tell you to do something, you actually do it. You'll succeed. You won't fail.
Yeah, it's actually like a mathematical certainty,
Yeah.
I mean, you learn, you implement, you constantly. I mean, the thing is I love watching, Pat. I love watching inspirational videos, things that demonstrate the resilience of the human spirit. And one thing I can tell you in common amongst everybody I've ever known who I believe is successful, whether it's financially or their relationships, whatever it is they just have this dogged determination to be the best. They just do not ever give up. It's that relentless, persistent, consistence is, I swear, give me somebody with passion and ambition. And like there's a guy named Daryl on the call here. Daryl Murphy asked one of the questions. The dude's got all the passion in the world, and I know he's going to excel and succeed. Fassel's the same way. All these guys, a lot of them, they're on here because they have that passion. But I would tell you that's the one common denominator. Some people were born into it. Some people learned it through college. Some people learned it just through the school of hard knocks. But the fact is, every one of them that's excelled has done so because they just simply were freaking persistent. They were relentless, So, yeah, I appreciate you sharing. Hey, Pat, I want to thank you for coming on board. I know it's dinner time. You're taking your own personal time to do this, and I love the fact that you did it. We're getting a lot of great questions here, and so I think I speak for everybody when we say a big heartfelt thank you for sharing your wisdom. We're getting some good comments here. Thank Tom Slater back from Austin, New Jersey, saying model success. That's exact. Success leaves clues, man. It really does.
Yeah, I believe in that. Yeah.
But if you could, Pat, I'm gonna Beverly will send an email out tomorrow with this recording, and I wrote down a few notes as you were calling them out. The codes, the discount codes, the Rebus website, but anything you can think of, go ahead and email. I think you have Beverly's email, so she can include it in that. And I think you'll see some appreciation coming through that too.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So,
all right, sounds good.
Yep. Hey, look forward to seeing you next time, brother. And
happy to be here, boss. Anything you need, just reach out, guys. I'm easy to find. I'm all over social media. My Instagram is I am Pat Hiban. Twitter is Pat Hiban, and Facebook just Pat Hiban. Just Google me. I'm easy to find. Stay in touch.
All right, Pat. Hey, everybody. Thank you too for participating tonight.
Have a good night.
You too. You guys take care and God bless.